Hi friends and welcome back to my channel. Well, you read that right. I think I can shrink pores. No, I don't. I'm not some sort of magician. I'm not a dermatologist or an esthetician. However, I have had like a routine for actually quite a while right now, probably 2-3 years. And for me, it has really helped like shrink the look of my pores. What I know it is actually has done is it's cleaned my pores, it's kept them healthy and strong. So that's why I don't have to use pore filling primers when I do my makeup. So if that sounds like something you might want to learn about, maybe incorporate some of these things into your routine, sit back and hang out with me. And if you're new to my channel, hello, my name is Jennifer. I'm into all things hair, skin, and makeup. If you are too, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button because you know you're gonna come back for more. Now, like I said, you guys, I'm not a professional in this area at all, so it's been like a trial and error for me, but I think I've really figured out how to keep my skin strong, how to keep my pores looking as smooth as possible before I put makeup on. Once I put makeup on, that's a whole other story. So I'm not going to talk about like my makeup techniques to kind of blur pores. This is really about keeping your skin strong and healthy and clean. All right, let's get into this. For me, cleansing is a huge part of this. Keeping my skin clean, having a clean slate to work on. So if I have on sunscreen and or makeup, I'm always going to use a cleansing balm just to break up any of the product that's on my skin. Then, emulsify it with some water, rinse it off, and then go in with the cleanser. Of course, these are my holy grails. I use the Green Clean from Pharmacy and from La Roche-Posay. This is the Hydrating Gentle Cleanser. Literally, I've been using these for years and years and years. I do not go without them. There are others that I like switch in and out and I love. This is always in my shower. This is always in my bathroom, no matter what, blah, 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 blah. And I know lots of people still use makeup wipes to do their first cleanse. Sometimes that's their only cleanse. That freaks me out. Just stop it. Just step away from those. Let's get yourself a good cleansing routine so then we can start doing the really great things for our skin. Now, for me, I cannot, under any circumstances, live without this Paula's Choice 2% BHA. Everyone in the world uses it. That's how friggin' popular it is. I took a survey. Everyone said, yeah, I use it. I have tried other BHAs, but for me, the 2% salicylic acid is what works best for my skin. And I think a lot of you know that my skin does not tolerate vitamin C, but it tolerates me using this every single day. I use this 6 to 7 days a week. I don't get dryness. I don't get irritation. I don't suggest that you do that, however. I mean, this is something you need to start out using like 3 times a week. Try it every other day. See how your skin responds. If you're not getting any sensitization, if it seems to be working fine for you, then you can up it to maybe 4 days a week. You know your skin. Just ease gently into any new products that you're adding to your routine. And did I mention you absolutely positively should be talking to your dermatologist about this? They of course have the best advice. I make sure that I keep my dermatologist in the loop with what I'm doing so that if he has to prescribe me anything, he already knows what's going on my skin so we can look out for any interactions. But he's fine with this. He thinks it's great. So I use it. I love it. I cannot be without it. Now, what salicylic acid does is it actually gets into your pore. Think of it as like just digging inside those little pores and it loosens up the dirt, the grime, the dead skin cells, the built up sebum that just hasn't been able to work its way out of your skin. They get clogged. And then because they're clogged, they kind of like spread open and they look bigger. So they don't actually like open and close. It's not like a clamshell that's going to open and close. But when they get full, they do spread open. But when you can clean them out, then they just go back to their normal size. And that's what we want. Now, is anyone truly poreless? Absolutely not. But do we want to look smooth? Do we want our makeup to look smooth? That's what I want. Now, the next topical that has worked wonders for me is Azelaic Acid. This one from Naturium is the Azelaic Acid 10% emulsion. This here is just incredible for like keeping your skin and your texture smooth. That's actually a byproduct of one of the things it does. It's mainly known for like brightening your skin, for getting rid of dullness, but also the evening out of your texture. So for me, the two of these work hand in hand together. This is light and creamy, I mean, just look at that. It's like a lotion. So, and I only use 1 to 1.5 pumps, rub it in my fingers, and I just pat it around. And I mainly go where I have pores. So for me, it's the tops of my cheeks, down the inside of my cheeks, the bridge of my nose. Sometimes I will actually get a little bit, I don't want to say pores, but I can sometimes get like a little breakout at the top of my eyebrows. So I'll dab a little up there because this is amazing for keeping breakouts from happening. And if they do happen, it really helps clear them up quicker. So for me, these two are the winning combination for actually keeping my skin healthy and strong and clear of all the debris that could build up and get in there and spread out those pores. Ugh, spread out, gross. As I mentioned, the dead skin cells that can just sit on top of your skin and just block your pores and start to fill them up and get gross. Well, you need to use some sort of a gentle exfoliator to loosen up those cells so that they don't stick around so we can get rid of them. I've been using lately from The Ordinary their Lactic Acid 10% plus hyaluronic acid. It's nice. I don't get any stinging from them. It is super gentle. I've been really happy with it so far. Like I've only used it, I want to say like 3 or 4 times. So no issues so far. I don't think I'm going to have any issues. Lactic acid is usually the best acid for my skin. So I'm going to keep using this until it's all gone and I'll report back. But of course you need to be using a retinol because a retinol, besides like doing all the great things it does inside of our skin, it's also a micro exfoliator. Now, whatever you do, I do not recommend you using an acid and a retinol in the same evening together. I only use my acids probably twice a week. I will use my retinol 5 times a week. And for me, well, this is retinaldehyde. For me, that's the perfect combination for keeping like any of the dead gunky skin cells from building up and clogging up my pores. It takes a village with all these products. And I'm telling you, I won't give up any of them because it works for me. I know you're like, woman, if you could just stop showing us Naturium in your videos, that would be great. I'm sorry, that's not going to happen because it's literally my go-to brand. Speaking of Naturium, I also use their Niacinamide 12%. This is the jumbo size. I bought this because I always use niacinamide. As a matter of fact, I use it in conjunction with my retinaldehyde. I put this on first and then the retinaldehyde. I just think they work together so incredibly well. So what the niacinamide does is it actually strengthens the structure of our skin. We need to keep the skin strong so that the pores stay strong. You don't want them to start and break down, to get loose, to start and look like they're spreading open. The niacinamide keeps your skin strong, besides the 100 other amazing things that it does for your skin. It's like I'm tripping over my words because I've got so much to tell you. All right, just 2 more things, I promise. It's really not as bad as it sounds, but you absolutely positively need to use sunscreen every day. You can use it in place of your moisturizer because many sunscreens are, well, I don't want to say they're thicker. I mean, if you're using American sunscreens, yeah, they're very often thicker in consistency. However, they have a natural occlusiveness to them. So if you put them on top of all your other products, it's going to seal in your other products, not to mention keeping the harmful rays at bay, protecting your skin, because we know the number one aging thing that can happen to your skin is being subjected to the sun's rays. That bitch, no matter how warm and inviting she seems to be, she's out there just trying to wreck our faces. I know, I see her. So if you're going to go to the trouble of using this skincare, you need to protect it. You need to use your sunscreen. Now, the last thing that I think is imperative and sometimes gets looked over is cleaning your tools. And when I say cleaning your tools, I don't mean once a month, once every 2 months. You need to do it often. Now, my 2 favorite things to use to clean my tools are Zote soap and from Cinema Secrets, this is their makeup brush cleaner. This actually gets rid of 99.99% of the bacteria on your brushes. Now, this is my actual bar of Zote soap that sits on my bathroom counter. So literally every time I go to do my makeup, I see the bar of soap, I'm about to dampen my beauty blender, but I wash it first. Keeping bacteria off of your tools is huge in keeping your pores clean, because after you've done your makeup and your brush is just sitting around kind of damp and moist from foundation, cream products, any bacteria that has been on your face that sits on your brush is just going to multiply. It's not going to die, it grows. And then the next day you go and you put that back on your face. Gross, gross. Now, I'm not saying you have to clean your brushes every day, but if you're doing your makeup every day, then it would be really great if you could clean your brushes every week, maybe 2 at the most, especially any brushes that are for your face. Your eyeshadow brushes, you know, you can get away with not cleaning them as often. And as a matter of fact, you can actually just clean them so simply by just pouring a little bit of this into like a cup, and you literally just dip this in here, the bristles soak it up, and then you just wipe it on the back of a paper towel. I very often use microfiber towels because that way I can just wash them and reuse them. But the Cinema Secrets is so amazing for cleaning your brushes quickly, and then the brush dries like almost immediately. You can use the brush like 30 seconds after you've cleaned it, which is why I love this so much. So it's going to help, you know, especially when you have eye brushes that you use all the time. You don't want bacteria building up on there. I mean, it's not going to affect your skin where your pores are, but you don't want to get bacteria growth in your eye, because if that happens, that's a whole slippery slope you don't want to go down, because we're talking throwing out mascara, eye products, eyeliners. We don't want to be wasting that money. Seriously, having a bar of this Zote soap has been an absolute game changer for me, because it's sitting out in my bathroom every day, all day long. So it reminds me to use it. And this Mammer Jammer I have had for months. And look, there's still a ton here. I swear these bars will probably last a year. And I got a lot of brushes. Now, do I have the smallest pores in the world? Nope. And sometimes I have products on there that actually highlight them, like highlighter. I do like to take my highlighter sometimes on this part of my cheek, because it kind of gives like a roundness and fullness, and I just like the way that looks. But it sometimes will accentuate my pores, make them look bigger than they are. But I don't care, because I know that they're clean. They'll be cleaned by the end of the night, that the products I use on my face are going to keep my pores clean, and that my brushes and tools are all clean, so I'm not depositing bacteria on there, which is gonna gunk it up and spread out my pores and just make a mess. If your skin has gotten to a point where your pores are just so big, so out of control, they look inflamed, they are just sensitive, you absolutely need to see your dermatologist or your esthetician. Whatever you do, for the love of God, please don't use one of those like needling rollers. Do not. There's no way that you can make sure it's sanitized properly. You can actually do more damage to your skin, and that's a road you do not want to go down. But microneedling in a professional environment done by someone who's been well trained on it is a fantastic thing to do, especially if your pores have gotten out of control and these sort of like cleaning and light topicals aren't working for you. I know it may seem like I have a lot of products here, and honestly, I don't think it is. For me, it's all about the hygiene of my skin, the hygiene of my tools, the products that I use to keep my skin strong and well aging, and they all do double, triple duty for me. So it's been working out really great for me. I will say, I do think the worst thing that ever happened to pores was filters on social media. We all think now that everyone that's not us has just this smooth, poreless skin. It will f you up if that's what you think. Luckily, I'm old enough to know better. So that's all I do for my pores. And honestly, I am pleased with the state they are in. And for me, that's what skincare is all about. I'm not comparing my skin to other people's. I'm comparing it to how I want my skin to be. And that's all there is to it. So you guys, I will link all these products in the description box below. If you have any questions, you know what to do. And I do want to give a special thank you to all my new subscribers. Lately, my channel has been growing kind of rapidly. Actually, considering how long I've been on YouTube, like a little over 2 years now. But recently, I've been having some really great growth, and it really, really pleases me. So if you're new to my channel, do me a favor, in the comments below, say hi, because I'd like to say hi back to you. All right, friends, that's all for today. So as always, I want to thank you so much for being with me, and I'll see you real soon. Mwah.